No smiles here because an incredibly tough moment for fans of the U.S. national women's soccer team. A lot of disappointment after that loss.
Yeah, the U.S. out after the nail-biting match ended in penalty kicks with Sweden on Sunday. It's the earliest that the U.S. women's national team has ever been eliminated from the tournament. Our Maggie Rulli is in Melbourne as the team and their many fans. We're all trying to make sense of this loss. So, Maggie, what happened?
That's the big question, isn't it, Eva? Hearing you guys run through what happened, it still feels shocking. I mean, this was just a gut-wrenching ending to what really was an amazing game of soccer. You know, we were inside that stadium. We felt the energy from Team USA. They showed up. It was a physical, gritty game, and boy, did they give it their all. But guys, at the end of the day, they just could not get the ball in the back of the net. The Swedish goalkeeper pretty much single-handedly keeping her country in that game, robbing Team USA of goal after goal, forcing overtime. But after 120 minutes of play, the game still tied 0-0, went into penalty kicks. This was it. It was all or nothing for both teams. The two teams going tit for tat. The tension was so high inside that stadium, guys. The U.S. with some crucial misses. We had Megan Rapinoe out there in her final World Cup appearance, punching it just over the net. Kind of heartbreaking to see. And then, guys, there was this moment with U.S. goalkeeper Alyssa Nair thinking she had the save, only for the referees to go back and look at tape and realize that the Swedish ball had just crossed over the line by, I mean, a fraction. And, guys, it was that fraction that gave Sweden the win, kicking the U.S. out of the World Cup. Just, I mean, a shocking turn of events. Maybe we sort of had an inkling it was coming, but still saying those words, U.S. out of the World Cup at the round of 16, I mean, it's kind of hard to wrap your mind around, guys.
Yeah, it's got to hurt. So what are the players saying about this?
You know, we've been catching up with the players the last couple of weeks. We talked to them after the game yesterday as well, and they all were somewhat positive because they really felt like the team finally came together. The group stages were kind of rough, and they all were saying they were waiting for the team to click. And, you know, in this game, they really did. They showed up. They were aggressive. They dominated the entire game. They played like a team, and it looked like the Team USA that we know. They just couldn't quite pull it all together. At the end, missing those penalty kicks, it was quite devastating. We did have a chance to catch up with Megan Rapinoe. Hear what she had to say about that missed kick.
It's a tough one, and there's just some dark comedy in me missing a penalty in my last game ever.
Yeah. It was brutal talking to some of them because you could just feel how much they all wanted it. But, you know, they all said they're going to keep at it, and they're going to come back, and they're going to keep winning.
But, Maggie, to your point, that Swedish goalkeeper, I mean, she had so many epic saves. They should have scored so many times. I'm curious, what's next for the U.S. women's team?
Yeah. Well, you guys, you know, some critics are out there saying this loss just shows that Team USA is no longer the dominant force of women's soccer. But we also have to remember this was a new team. There were 14 players on this team that had never played in a World Cup before. They were fresh, they were green, and yes, they had some experienced players, but a lot were out on that field representing their country at this level for the very first time. And a lot of players also spoke to that. They said this is the time for a generational shift. We are looking at a new national team for Team USA. And they're expecting big things. They say this young squad's going to come back. They're going to come back better than ever. We have the Olympics to look forward to next summer. I'm so excited to see what this team looks like then, because we got an inkling of what happens when they show up as a team. And guys, they have about a year to prepare. I'm expecting big things. And I also just have to say, you know, we caught up with so many fans after the game last night. They were all devastated, all heartbroken. But when we asked them, are you still fans of Team USA? Every single one said yes. Always. We will always be fans. So I'm taking that with me, right? We can still have some Go Team USA spirit right now, even with this loss.
Oh, of course. Yes. We're hoping for the best. And Maggie, before you go, I can't help but mention the Cinderella team, Jamaica. What are their chances?
You know what? I'm always a fan of a Cinderella story. We had a chance to sit down with some of them and chat with just this incredible run that they have. The first Caribbean nation to ever make it into the round of 16. It's just their second appearance ever in a World Cup. They are so passionate, so dedicated, so excited to be there, and also know that they should be here. You know, they had that amazing game against Brazil, holding the powerhouse to no goals. I mean, they have shown up when it matters, and they've also proven they deserve a spot at the table. So I'm expecting big things, and I am so excited to see what happens in that game.
All right.
I also think it says so much, Maggie, about the state of women's soccer. We're disappointed that the U.S. women didn't make it through, but it's really nice to see other countries with solid women's teams.
Gotta love it.
Girl power.
Maggie, good to see you.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.